So this is the KTV evolution colon the television. So if you probably remember tuning into this YouTube channel by the name of Colunda Network, that was me. That was me, 11-year-old, who created the Colombian television. So basically, Colombian television, called the Colombian Network back then, is a television station that transmits the signal in Colombo City. The only reason why I like these was because there were these concept channels like Extra and Mega, like these two people. They carried my childhood. So here is a little history about it. So 1936, that sounds familiar. That's the same year when BBC introduced television. And here are some logos, which I was just going to say was something changed in here or whatnot. First logo, 1936 to 1938. So this back then it was called the Colombian Television Service, and as you can see, this is supposed to be a flower, but it kind of looks like a microphone for some reason. Nothing special. In 1939 to 1942, we've got the classic Colombian television. It's not a service anymore. It's just Colombian television. We've got this line and a box and the words Colombian television. 1943 to 1947, we have the word Colombian television and the number one, resembling the first channel because Colombian television 2 existed during this era. In 1948, they just made it. They just made the color. They just made the number black. All that. 1949 to 1950. This is the first instances of the square boxes like names. We've got the KTV and then the number one. In 1951 to 1953, they introduced the famous globe. So as you can see, this is the famous Colombia Republic over here, and the other surrounding countries over here. 1954 to 1957, they made it classic and easy, just having the word KTV here and one. In 1958 to 1961, it was now the introduction of color television, which, as you can see, just looks the same, but with color, having the red. So KTV is red and the one is green. In 1962 to 1965, they introduced these sliding pillars, which looks like a graph, like a chart graph, something like that. And basically, every single time when they were on the air, they would show what date and year it is. So this screenshot was taken in the 16th of May, 1963. In 1966 to 1967, they of course just changed the color, nothing else. In 1968 to 1972, this is the iconic KTV1's uh, animation line or anything. Still has the time to show what the day or year is or whatever. In 1973 to 1976, 1973 to 1976. There we go. I'm having problems. So now we have the iconic yellow with KTV1 here and well, date and year. In 1977 to 1982, it showed the iconic KTV1, which is not the number anymore, but the word. It had so this is a recreation. It had beautiful mountains and a beautiful sun and all that. But this next logo is sure to be very 80s aesthetic or graphical. In 1983 to 1986, they had the iconic KTV1 3D animation. It would fly around here and land here in the middle with KTV1, like it's like some sort of like music box television station or whatever. In 1987 to 1990, they had the iconic KTV1 logo with the glass. One letter would come around KTV and then one coming out like they're like coming from left to right, like they're appearing to be in place. 1991 to 1996, this is similar to BBC Two's, where it kind of looks like this. I tried my best to make the shadows, but it doesn't. It doesn't feel right, you know. In 1997 to 2003, it kind of looked like this. It had a line going from here to there, KTV, and the number one right here. In 2004 to 2008, they kind of made it like this with these. So this is supposed to move, like in a waveform, like the ocean. The words KTV, and 1 over here. In 2009 to 2014, this is the KTV1 logo. I just made the background blue just for sake, but this is the logo. KTV1. Apparently, people actually hated this logo because the 1 was not the same size as the others. So in 2015 to 2021, they changed it, making the 1 much better, but although the same color as everything else. And lastly, in 2022, we finally have the current KTV1 logo, looking like like a very basic channel, to be honest. And well, that's it. That's it. Thanks for watching, and comment, like, and subscribe or whatever. But we'll see you guys in the next video or whatever. I don't know. Goodbye.